Fall 2025 is shaping up to be a season where fashion finally catches up with how people actually want to live and present themselves. No gimmicks, no shock tactics, just style that works in real life while still holding that air of aspiration. This isn't about runway fantasy you can't wear to dinner. It's about clothing that makes you look intentional, intelligent, and effortlessly put together while still turning heads for all the right reasons. This fall, you'll see a quiet move away from anything that screams desperation for attention. Overly complicated layering, impossible shoes, statement pieces that make no sense outside of an Instagram photo. Instead, women are gravitating toward pieces that feel like they've been chosen, not shouted about. It's why minimalist tailoring, beautifully draped coats, sculptural knitwear, and refined textures are dominating. These things make you memorable without ever trying too hard. You'll also notice that we're entering an era of modern permanence, where your clothes aren't just for the season, they feel timeless enough to live in your wardrobe for years. That's a big shift from the churn and burn trend cycle of the past decade. This shift is also psychological. People want their clothing to reflect stability, competence, and an inner calm, not chaos, not fleeting trends. It's why so many are looking to brands like The Row, Totemi, and Kate, because their pieces carry that subtle authority you can't fake. Fabrics are becoming more tactile. Think brushed wools, cashmere blends, heavy silk, and structured cottons, materials that feel as good as they look, and that instantly signal refinement. Color palettes are leaning deep and grounded. Rich charcoals, chocolate browns, muted olives with the occasional hit of ivory or oxblood to break the depth. This isn't minimalism as in boring beige, it's minimalism as in impact through restraint. Accessories are cleaner, sharper, and more personal. Oversized logo belts, chaotic jewelry stacking, and trend-led novelty bags are falling flat. In their place, there's an embrace of understated leather bags in structured shapes, clean gold earrings, and watches that speak to heritage over hype. And here's the truth. The women who will be most admired this fall aren't the ones chasing every microtrend. They're the ones who look like they know exactly who they are. Elegance in 2025 isn't about showing more skin, it's about showing more control. The kind of presence that turns heads in a room without saying a word. The woman who can walk in wearing a perfect coat, an immaculate knit, and the right boots, and have everyone wondering who she is. That's where fashion is heading this fall, toward intelligent allure. Pieces that serve you in the real world, styles that command respect, and looks that make you feel like the most composed version of yourself. And if you want to see how to build that kind of wardrobe and mindset, you already know. Follow along on GTWJ Mag for the deep dives. Fall 2025 is about a shift in mindset before it's about a shift in clothing. The true undercurrent of fashion this season isn't about trends, it's about the psychology of how people want to be perceived and the quiet yet powerful rejection of what no longer serves that image. We've spent the past decade in a state of attention addiction. Every new micro-trend has been about making an instant splash. The look at me culture, built for the scroll, designed for shock value. But in real life, that kind of noise doesn't carry power. It burns fast and leaves nothing lasting. The cultural pendulum is swinging towards something that commands attention without begging for it. And that's a profound change. This fall, the most impactful style isn't loud, it's assured. It's built on the idea that real status, real allure, doesn't come from revealing more, spending wildly, or wearing something outrageous. It comes from how intentionally you move through the world. The woman who chooses her wardrobe this season isn't chasing virality. She's building a visual signature that can't be mistaken for anyone else's. It's also about the emotional state clothing communicates. Chaotic layering, over-designed garments, or hypersexualized silhouettes read as restless, almost insecure, as though the wearer is compensating for a lack of something. In contrast, well-edited, balanced, and seasonless dressing projects, composure, control, and groundedness. That's why, even without naming brands, you can see a global appetite for aesthetics that don't rely on trends to stay relevant. Socially, people are craving trust signals more than ever. In work, in dating, in friendships, the visual language of respect and reliability is becoming currency. And fashion, whether we like it or not, is one of the fastest ways to signal those qualities. A considered, polished wardrobe has always been read as "I take myself seriously." In 2025, that message matters even more because we're living in a climate where credibility is harder to earn and easier to lose. And finally, there's a deeper reason this shift feels so strong. It's tied to identity. For years, the algorithm flattened style into trends that could belong to anyone. Now people want to stand out by opting out. They want to dress in a way that can't be instantly placed into a core or a hashtag. That doesn't just take taste, it takes conviction. This fall, the women who have both will own every room they walk into without ever having to raise their voice. This is the season where being unforgettable isn't about flashing the loudest logo or showing the most skin. It's about the art of restraint, the subtle details, and the unspoken confidence that makes people remember you without even knowing why. Fall 2025 belongs to the women who understand that elegance leaves a longer imprint than shock, that the most magnetic presence is built not from demanding attention, but from inspiring it naturally. And that your wardrobe, more than anything, is a reflection of the standards you set for yourself. We're in an era where the women who are most admired aren't the ones following every micro-trend, but the ones who know exactly what aligns with their image and what doesn't, and have the discipline to say no to the rest. The world notices when you operate from that level of self-awareness. This is what GTWJ is all about. Raising the conversation above what's trending into what's worth wearing. If you want more of these deep dives into the psychology, culture, and storytelling of fashion, follow us on Instagram at GTWJMag. It's where we keep the conversation going long after the video ends.